We're taking a chance involving a slight bit of technology tonight, which I see it coming up. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. When the senior class officers asked me to speak here, I was humbled and proud, and I'm going to slow down until the projector is on. There it is. I really consider this an honor to be here with you tonight. About 5 minutes after I was asked to do this, the title of my speech popped right in my head, and I called it, I'm calling it 25 Years Later. There's no hesitation with this because I've been thinking about this for a few months. Back in January, I found out that my own high school, Frankfurt American High School, is having its 25th year class reunion of the class of '87. I was taken aback when I received this email. Certainly I did not graduate 25 years ago. Slowly I got a piece of paper out and did some math. And you know me, it was really slow math. And it happens to be true. I graduated high school 25 years ago. There are a few people here that wish it was only 25 years ago. The rest of you, it's going to be like a long time until it's 25 years ago. So not that long ago, that long ago I was sitting right where you guys are sitting now. Maybe a different banquet hall, but thinking about the same things and worried about the same things as you are worried about now. I'm not in a very good mood about this. If you are in my class right now, I've whined a number of times about graduating 25 years ago, and I think the class of 2012, I was not like that about you guys. When you are gone for a couple years and I run into you, I will still kind of hate you for reminding me that I graduated 25 years ago. So to make myself feel better, I added a subtitle to my speech tonight. I'm going to call it 3 Things I Learned from Bon Jovi. Now, I have to have a good attention getter, and that's not bad right there. So let me talk about 1987 a little bit. That's the email I received right there. That is my class reunion logo. Clearly, the Eagles are way better than the Bearcats. In 1987, these are the top 5 films. 3 Men and a Baby, Fatal Attraction, Beverly Hills Cop 2, that's the poster, Good Morning Vietnam, and Moonstruck. 4 of the 5 are really good. That Moonstruck is pretty weak. Cher's in that one. Television shows, top 5. Cosby Show, Roseanne, Different World, Cheers, all on Nick at Night, I think, right now. And this one I don't get, 60 Minutes. I checked a couple sources, and it's right, it's 60 minutes. Songs. Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles. Real quick, there's only 3 songs that have whistling that hit number 1. That's one of them. Open Your Heart by Madonna. Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. Faith by George Michael. And the number 1 song of the 80s, Boys and Girls. Notice I'm not saying anything, you know what it is. Also, in '87, I was a senior in high school. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pretty good looking, though. Pretty good looking. I'm not just going to embarrass myself. My wife was also a senior in high school. How cute is that? Things have changed a lot since 1987. Easily the pop icon of the 80s, the king of pop, Michael Jackson, underwent some changes. I've asked like 8 people, is it okay to do this tonight? I mean, he's passed away, is it all right? Everybody said, yeah, no problem, go ahead and do that. Change is change, that's the way it has to be. There's the attention getter. Now we gotta get the main points of the speech out of the way. Here are the 3 things I learned from Bon Jovi. First, you gotta try, you gotta take a chance. You've got to make something of yourself, and you have to make your life your life. Second thing, think for yourself and make your own decisions. And lastly, do not forget the friends and others who have helped and influenced you. So that first one here. Here's a song that has the lesson in it, the lyric. I'm not old enough to sing the blues, but I've worn a hole in the soles of these shoes. You roll the dice and they call your bluff, but you can't win until you're not afraid to lose. And do note I did not sing that to you. We're all afraid to step out and try something new. That's very understandable. But take that fear and turn it into something that you can use. When John Bon Jovi graduated from high school, he took a job sweeping the floors at a recording studio in New York called the Power Station. That's not what he wanted to do, but he knew he had to start somewhere. He knew he needed to try and take a chance and force himself into a very difficult business. At night, when everybody was gone, he was able to record some demos. And recorded a demo of one song called More Than You Bargained For. This song is about surprising people with your effort and your ability and coming from somewhere they didn't expect you to come from. I am a little embarrassed that I know this much about Bon Jovi, but he was doing all this stuff before the band was even together, before a contract, before songs were written, before he even met the other band members. He was working on these already. He knew where he wanted to go. You also need to find your direction. Never talk yourself out of something before you try it. Do not forget what Dr. Seuss taught us in Green Eggs and Ham. Sam I Am knew nothing about green eggs or green ham. He judged it before he tasted it and almost lost out on a great experience. When I was a sophomore in high school, what year would that be? There you go, well done. I read a play called Macbeth, and I went home. I wrote down I ran home. I didn't run home, that's stupid. I went home, I told my dad, I said, Dad, I've got it. I want to be an English teacher. My dad was in the Army for 26 years. I saw him read exactly 2 books. One was a comic book. He said, well, what do you want to be an English teacher for? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I said, you know what? I'm not sure, but I know it's something I want to try. It's either be an English teacher or a rock star. Clearly 2 unrelated jobs, and my lack of musical talent pushed me into the field of English. Pretty good decision. Wherever it is you want to go, try it. Don't be afraid of not getting there. Go to a foreign country. You're going to some schools where you can have the opportunity to go overseas and pay your local tuition. Take the class you may have wanted to take. Talk to the person you wanted to talk to. It's going to be gone pretty soon. You want to take that opportunity when you have it. Second lesson, shining like a diamond, rolling with the dice, standing on the ledge. I'll show the wind how to fly. And I stress, I'll show the wind how to fly there. Henry David Thoreau wrote a book called Walden. And in there he said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. It can't all be Bon Jovi, guys. They had to have some literature in there somewhere. By this, he means that, or I think he means, no, I know he means. It's my interpretation. Many of us find ourselves in a spot we don't want to be in, a job we don't want to have, a place we don't want to have or to live in. We wish we could do something else, but we lack the confidence to strike out on our own. Don't do this. Avoid this by thinking for yourself. Do not let others make decisions for you. This sounds easy, but it's not. Most of us prefer to take a path of least resistance because it's easier. It requires less time to think and less effort to put into it. No one ever achieved a worthwhile goal because it was too easy. We learn from things that challenge us, that push us to think and see things from a different point of view. Would you please read a book? Thank you. Reading demands that you make your own decisions about the text, that you think for yourself. Read books that challenge you, okay? Read things that are going to give you experiences you didn't have here in Kearney High School. Don't forget George Orwell's 1984. About 6 of you have a test on that Tuesday. Yeah, exactly. Which means some of you better finish reading it. If we let others think for us, then we slowly lose control of our own lives. Those great philosophers, Bon Jovi, say, luck ain't even luck, you got to make your own breaks. Do this with your own breaks in mind, your own path in mind. Take the path that you want to take, not one that somebody wants you to take. My third lesson from Bon Jovi, every step that I take, I know that I'm not alone. You take the home from the boy, but not the boy from his home. These are my streets, the only life I've ever known. Those of you paying attention right now said, third main point, this thing's almost done. And you're right, last main point. Take a look around. Look at the people around you right now. And take a moment to think of those who influenced you and got you here. Don't forget them. Let them know how they helped you, then help others in the same way. Staying in touch with others is very difficult. It's easier now than it was in 1987, but it's hard to do. Do your best to meet new people in your next steps, but don't forget where you came from. Right now, you're all saying, and I heard you talk earlier over the cake, I will never forget you. We'll always be friends. Maybe you will. I don't know. But we all grow and we change and we move on. And these are great things and necessary to achieve your goals, but remember where you came from and who helped you get there. In 1987, 25 years ago, if I didn't mention that, my best friends were brothers, actually, Leroyce and Marvin. Marvin was a sophomore when we were seniors. And I thought we'd always, always, always be friends. I came to college in Nebraska, they stayed in Germany, and we did lose touch. About 19 years later, I decided to try to contact them again. Fortunately, I found them, internet, and we did make contact. They live in Louisville, Kentucky right now, and we see each other about once a year. And when we get together, yes, we do discuss the 80s. That's the way it has to be. But we talk about how things are going now, families, friends, people who have moved on or who we don't know where they are at all. Don't you let 19 years pass until you contact these people around you today. I do see them once a year. I talk to them quite a bit. You need to talk to people. Just don't post I don't use Facebook, a message on their wall, is that right? Don't text. Although I think you should use Twitter. I think it's pretty cool. Go ahead and tweet at them. I'm kind of liking that a little bit. But talk to them, please. Can you continue to grow and learn from each other's experiences? I miss my best friends from high school every day. But I know I'm going to see them again soon, and they're my connection to the past. They're my guarantee that I will not forget where I came from. That's the third main point, and I've taken enough of your time here tonight. I know you have other things to do and in the slideshow to take a look at, but I can read your minds. You're thinking, well, first of all, finally he's done with this useless crap. You're talking about some philosophy from Bon Jovi, a hair band that nobody has ever heard of or even cares about anymore. Well, I will disagree. So if you were a senior graduating in 1 week, stand up real quick. Audience participation, yes. Okay? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you a line from a Bon Jovi song, and you will give me the next line. Are you ready? Oh, we're halfway there. Exactly. You don't know Bon Jovi, huh? Everybody just responded with the amount of enthusiasm that is required. One more Bon Jovi quote for you. You better stand tall when they're calling you out. Don't bend, don't break, don't back down. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. It's been a pleasure watching you grow, some of you since about 3rd grade, 2nd grade. I'll miss you in the halls. Have a great rest of the evening. Enjoy next week as much as possible. Thank you. I dropped my